Okay, so you want to get the lowdown on something important, but who has time for like wading through tons of articles, though?
Exactly. That's what we're doing here. We've looked at the material on Theta Network.
Yeah, and we're going to pull out the key stuff, the essentials you need to know about this tech. It looks, well, potentially game-changing.
Definitely. We're diving into how Theta is trying to handle the massive demands of AI, video streaming, all that stuff, but using a different approach to the cloud.
Because, I mean, we've all felt that pain, haven't we? The dreaded buffering circle when you're just trying to watch something.
Ugh, yeah. Or think about AI. It's everywhere now, but it takes so much computing power behind the scenes.
Right. So Theta Network comes in as like an alternative to the usual big cloud company.
Precisely. Instead of just relying on those giant centralized data centers, Theta is building something much more spread out,
Oh, yeah.
distributed.
And the core piece of that is the Theta EdgeCloud. What's the deal with that?
Think of it as a mix, a hybrid, part traditional cloud, part edge computing. So not everything has to go back to a central point. It uses a whole network of resources.
Okay, and the scale sounds impressive. The sources mentioned over 80 petaflops.
Yeah, 80 petaflops. It's a huge number.
Mhm.
To put it in perspective, that's like harnessing the power of hundreds, maybe even thousands of really high-end NVIDIA GPUs working together.
Wow. Okay, so where does all that computing power come from? It's not just Theta's own servers.
No, that's the clever part. It comes from thousands of individual users all around the world. People like you and me, potentially. They run these things called edge nodes.
Edge nodes, and they just chip in their computer's spare power.
Exactly. They contribute their unused computing cycles and internet bandwidth to the network.
Huh. So how does having this big distributed network actually, help with things like training a complex AI or streaming 4K video without buffering?
Well, that distribution is key to scalability. For AI, think about training those huge models. Spreading the work across thousands of nodes could potentially slash the time it takes.
Ah, faster development for AI tools, I can see that. And for video.
Smoother streaming,
Yeah.
less buffering, because the data might be coming from a node much closer to you geographically, instead of all the way from a distant data center. More efficient delivery.
Okay, that makes sense. But with thousands of different people running nodes, how do you keep it secure? How do you trust it?
That's obviously super important. Theta uses its own blockchain as the backbone for security and validation.
A blockchain, okay.
And they have big names involved as enterprise validators, Google, Sony, Samsung, companies like that. Plus, there's a large network of community-run Guardian nodes. They all work to verify transactions and keep the network honest.
So multiple layers of security. And I assume there's a reason people run these edge nodes. They get something out of it.
Oh, absolutely. Node operators earn rewards in the form of Theta Fuel, which is the network's utility token. So there's a clear financial incentive to participate and keep the network running strong.
Got it. Fueling the network, literally. Now, the sources also mentioned the Theta Metachain. What is that?
Yeah. The Metachain is basically their solution for, infinite scalability. It's designed as a chain of chains.
A chain of chains. Okay.
It means they can create lots of specialized subchains that all connect to the main chain. This architecture is built for handling a massive number of transactions very quickly. We're talking final confirmation in under a second.
Under a second. That's incredibly fast for blockchain. And it's EVM compatible. Why does that matter?
Right, EVM means Ethereum Virtual Machine. Big deal, because it means developers can easily bring over applications already built for Ethereum, which is, a huge ecosystem. It opens the door for way more than just video and AI on Theta.
Okay, so the tech sounds powerful, scalable, secure, but is anyone actually using this stuff in the real world yet? Any examples?
Yes, definitely. And some pretty high-profile ones are emerging. Stanford University's AI Lab, for example. They're using the EdgeCloud.
Stanford, what are they doing with it?
They're using its compute power for research on large language models, things like optimizing them, improving their reasoning abilities. That's serious AI work.
Wow, okay. Stanford's involvement is a pretty strong signal. Any others?
Yeah, check this out. In sports, the NHL's New Jersey Devils and the MLS team San Jose Earthquakes are using EdgeCloud
Really?
to power dynamic AI chatbots for fans. Ask the bot for player stats, game schedules, team info, whatever. It makes fan engagement much more interactive, apparently.
Interesting. Using decentralized compute for fan chatbots. Okay. So wrapping this up then, what's the main takeaway? If someone remembers one thing.
I think the core idea is that Theta's decentralized approach, especially with EdgeCloud and the Metachain, is offering a really potent, scalable alternative for handling these super demanding tasks, AI, media, entertainment, and probably more to come. It's a different way to think about cloud infrastructure.
Right. So maybe the final thought for everyone listening is consider what this shift towards more decentralized infrastructure could unlock. If compute power becomes more distributed, more accessible, maybe driven by the community itself. What kind of innovation does that enable in fields that need tons of power?
Yeah, exactly. It's a pretty profound question about the future of the internet and technology.
Definitely something to chew on. If you want to dig deeper into Theta yourself, the main places to look are thetatoken.org and the thetaedgecloud.com.